Greetings, everyone. Next in line for our series of racing will be the Sylvania Busch Light Series at Texas Motor Speedway. Starting on the front row is Al Bunch and Justin Patrick, followed by Jordan Walker and Nathan Morgan. Nathan Morgan, of course, was our season opening winner, starting pretty good here at the front of the field, racing for Al Bunch Incorporated. Then you got Jack Davis and Mike Bliss Jr., followed by Adam Starr and Lynn Farrell, and Tayden Berggren and Daniel Paulus, who will be racing part-time. This will be his first start in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Braden Hunt and John Brinker bringing up the JSR entries there. Trevor Walker and Tyler Landa. Clarence Bonner and Lucas Holmes. Kat Durham and Bella Fawn. James King and Brandon Petrolsky. Correction, it's actually Santi Messi. They still haven't got Petrolsky's name removed from the car, but it is Santi Messi that's going to be competing here tonight. Kellen Oakley and Atlee Weiss, who's fresh off of a truck win in the series. Nadak Hagum and Craig Bush. Adam Gerber-Forian and Riley Sorrell Tracy. Zach Armstrong and Ethan Creech. James Fireball Robert II and Matthew Fastnot. Then you got Tom Cording and Luis Rodriguez. Joshua Harrison and Logan Nagy. And then at the very back there, you got Gavin Legend. Al Bunch definitely showing his strength here again, starting on the front row. This seems to have gone all the way back to last season, as his dominance is still nothing, something not to be trifled with here. We'll see how he starts here at Texas. He's got Justin Patrick on the outside, Jordan Walker and Nathan Morgan hot behind him. And you got a pair of Fords, third deep. Pretty good mixing of the three primary manufacturers there, with Toyota, Dodge, and Ford. Top six, two apiece for each manufacturer. Pace cars off, and they're going to get going here. Al Bunch with a huge jump on the 54, taking off to the early lead on the rest of the field. Whoops.
Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
The heck? Come on, why is it doing that?
Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Good evening, everyone. Next in line for the series will be the Sylvania Busch Light cars here at Texas Motor Speedway. Starting on the front row is Al Bunch over Joshua Harrison, followed by Lynn Farrell and Matthew Fastnot. Then you've got Cat Durham and Atlee Weiss. Weiss, who is just fresh off of a Truck Series win the other night at Eldora, going to start 6th here tonight at Texas. Then you got James Fireball Robert II and Tom courting. Kellen Oakley and Riley Sorrell Tracy. Daniel Paulus and Zach Armstrong. Clarence Bonner and James King. Nadak Hagum and our season opening winner of Nathan Morgan there. Then you got Tyler Landa and Santi Messi. Don't let the name on the windshield fool ya. We still haven't gotten the name switched over for the car yet. That will be done here soon in the next couple weeks. Petrolski out and Santi Messi in. Then you got Gavin Legend, Adam Gerber-Forian, Adam Starr, and Jack Davis. Logan Nagy and Luis Rodriguez, Mike Bliss Jr. and Jordan Walker, Tayden Berggren and Craig Bush, Trevor Walker and Justin Patrick, Ethan Creech and Bella Fawn, and then Braden Hunt starting tail end of the field there. Seems like the dominance of Al Bunch is unmatched here in the last several months, as this ties all the way back to his 2022 season, where he was starting on the front row almost every week. So Al Bunch, definitely no stranger to pole position in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Starting on the outside of him is Josh Harrison there. Whole bunch of Toyotas surrounding the Dodge of Al Bunch, and then you have a Ford and Chevy sitting 5th and 6th. This race will be 251 miles long, and we're going to see who comes out on top here. 167 laps to determine the winner. Off to the early lead, it looks like Al Bunch, with a good push from the 69 behind him. Cat Durham up to 3rd. James Fireball Robert up to 4th. Settling into 5th at the moment, Matthew Fastnot. Daniel Paulus here in the 9 car is a part-time entry for Al Bunch Incorporated. As you can see, those 2 cars painted nearly identical, and Paulus has got the 9B stylized similar to like the Evernham font, but with a B for Bunch. So that one's hard to mistake out there on track, as Daniel Paulus is settling in and cruising away from the field behind him. Him and Kellen Oakley fighting for position. And Lynn Farrell is fighting Al Bunch for the lead. Al's able to secure the position back in his favor. And it's as if he never lost a beat there. James Fireball Robert, 3rd right now. Cat Durham and Matthew Fastnot. But look at Daniel Paulus giving hell of a push there to the 5 car as Kellen Oakley, and then Paulus quits him on the high side there, and nothing goes from there, nothing happening. Looks like Atlee's settled into 11th, Zach Armstrong in 12th. And then a whole gaggle of cars towards the back half. The Sylvania Busch Light Series seems to be without its wrecks and cautions, as last year was an indicator and the start of the season so far. They just don't wreck very often. These guys are really vying for a position in Cup, and they're proving it with the ability that they're able to put it out there and race hard without wrecking. Atlee settles into 10th for now. Riley Sorrell Tracy in 9th. Then it's Clarence Bonner in 8th. Daniel Paulus in 7th. Kellen Oakley in 6th. And then your top 5, including Matthew Fastnot, Kat Durham, James Robert, Lynn Farrell, and Al Bunch. The TKM entries are at the back of the field here, the 50 and the 55. Tom Cording's probably not stoked about his team running this far back, but perhaps there's some strategy being played here that we're yet to see how it unfolds. May not make sense now, but we'll have to see in 100 laps time where they're at. From the tail end of the field, Braden Hunt's making some moves. Season opening winner Nathan Morgan having his fair share of struggles here early. And Adam Gerber-Forian, Lucas Holmes, and Adam Starr right outside the top 20. Things have been pretty civilized here in the opening laps at the NRA 251 in Texas. I'm impressed here with our part-time entry of Daniel Paulus for sure. First laps turned in a Busch Light Series car and running top 10 right out of the gates. Definitely helps to have that Al Bunch power under the hood. Regardless, gives him a good pedestal to stand on here and prove that he needs to move up, moving up in the series perhaps. Matthew Fastnot sitting solidly in the top 5. Lynn Farrell with what's probably one of his best runs to date. A second place for the time being in that Chico's Pizza Toyota Supra. Very few people have anything for Al Bunch. Still 150 laps, there's a lot that can be decided in that duration of time. Tom all the way in the back still. His teammate Jack Davis made up a few spots. Nathan Morgan running about 30th. Santi Messi just a spot in front of him. One of the key factors in this race is going to be pit stops and how that affects the outcome of the race. Green flag pit stops are almost a staple in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Seems to be proving evident again here tonight as we are already about 17 laps into this one without a caution. Atlee's under attack for position there by Riley Sorrell Tracy, or perhaps he passed Riley Sorrell Tracy, and now Atlee Weiss moving up to 9th. Clarence Bonner, Kellen Oakley, Daniel Paulus. More of the same, as there's not a lot of passing going on here. Potentially have a battle for the lead if Lynn Farrell catches back up to Al Bunch. Looks like Farrell's got a little bit of a run mounted here, as he's going to try to close in on Al Bunch in the lead. In the background, you saw Matthew Fastnot kind of closing in on position for 3rd as well. Lynn Farrell in the series has led very few laps in competition. Tonight perhaps is a catalyst for him to get some better results and finishes in the series. Oh, Tommy's made up some spots here. Jordan Walker on the brink of being dead last. Trevor Walker getting passed for position here, as well as Gavin Legend and Luis Rodriguez fighting side by side. So we got some decent fights here in the back half of the pack. Tommy here looks like might get a run on the inside, which will help him by Gavin Legend. Gavin Legend's fighting hard on the outside to try and avoid getting passed for position here. Santi Messi, Nathan Morgan, Jack Davis. Still no cautions have occurred yet. If you missed the Eldora truck race, you may have missed one of the most bizarre races in our series, as the race could not get going without bringing out caution after caution after caution. We struggled to keep it going green for very long and lost nearly 2/3 of the field due to wrecks and carnage. Atlee Weiss here, he was the man that prevailed over the night. Starting on the pole at Eldora, he avoided enough chaos and kept his damage on the truck to a minimum to pull off the tremendous victory at Eldora. There was a lot of scuttlebutt. Some of the drivers were pushing for banning Eldora on future schedules. And as it stands right now, Eldora is going to be off the schedule until it gets a little bit more testing in. Those trucks just couldn't get grip down on the track and kept hitting the wall, kept driving a little bit too hard into the corners and slamming into the walls. So with a little bit of testing and perhaps some adjustments to the track, we might be able to return in a year or so, but going forward, that'll be the last Eldora race this year for the USA Truck Series. Dang, Al Bunch has led nearly every lap in the opening here. More of the same for this guy. And the last broadcast, I think I gave a lot of credit to him, and it was looking like he was going to be able to pull off the tremendous feat of keeping his win streak alive to 5 in a row in Busch Light competition. However, it just fell off with the pit strategy, and that's what I've been saying here tonight is it's really going to come down to pit strategy and who's got the right, execution on pit stops and whatnot. Al Bunch might be dominating right now, but someone might decide to take 2 tires or stay out, do different things under caution. Who knows? We could see a whole different, perspective towards the second half of this race. And there's no denying the strength that number 8 engine has on track. Cat Durham definitely showing some improvement from his season opener. Top 5 here tonight would go a long way to climbing the point standings. And then you got Daniel Paulus here. He's a part-timer that's just making his laps here and doing pretty good. He's going to have at least 3 more opportunities in the Busch Series here to gain more experience, get some more earnings. And with Santi Messi actually moving into a ride, that's going to open up our part-time channel a little bit more even. So, might stay tuned in case someone else gets named to a part-time ride here in the Busch Series. Likely we'll be looking for someone that's in trucks and only trucks, someone that's not made it to Cup yet, and definitely someone that's not full-time in Busch. May have a potential fight brewing here for second. Oh, looking further back, we might actually have a potential fight for fifth, as Daniel Paulus wants to get into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Matthew's going to serve on the outside as long as he can here. And he's fighting tooth and nail for that position. As you can see, he was even trying to cut off some of the side draft from the 9 car there. And with ease, Matthew Fastnot slots right back in front of him. This is a little bit of a reprieve after the truck action we had the other night to actually see a normal race break out here. Albeit not much for passing. They're settled in single file follow the leader fashion right now. Not a whole lot to follow on track for action, sadly, but sometimes you'll have races like that where there's just not a lot to chronicle throughout the race. Pit stops will be the one thing that we're going to focus on as soon as green flag pit stops happen, where we'll see who comes in and where they shake out. A little bit more emphasis on where everyone is on track in comparison to those that do pit. Seems that the bottom three right now are Belafon, Nadak Hagum, and Gavin Legend. Cat Durham's fighting pretty hard here for third. As you can see, the tires are starting to wear off now, so some of the drivers are showing their wear and tear on this long green flag run. And some are showing that they had a little bit extra reserve on those tires that they have. Definitely the rest of the field pretty far back now, it seems. Daniel Paulus and Matthew Fastnot must have been fighting side by side there for quite a while, as it's dropped them nearly half a straightaway off from each other. But Paulus into fifth, Matthew Fastnot back to sixth. Impressive for John Brinker in ninth, with Atlee Weiss right behind him in 10th. Brinker's going to make a move here for position, so perhaps he's got some extra speed that the rest of the field's missing out on right now during this long green run. Wow, 43 of 167 laps. We have blitzed through this race so far. Paulus falls back to 10th. Brinker and Weiss up to 8th and 9th. Yeah, we're roughly about 1/5 of the way through this race. About 1/4. Yeah, this race will be over before you know it, the way that they're setting blistering pace down. Al Bunch is averaging 192 miles an hour on the race. So if that race pace continues, we'll be done in an hour and change. For a 251-mile race, we're almost going 200 miles an hour race pace. Looking like Farrell's fallen into the grasps of Fireball. Fireball Robert and Cat Durham. As second's going to change hands here. The 79. Oh, nope, not quite. Lynn Farrell fighting on the outside there. Not for long, though. It looks like maybe he was waiting to... Dang, they are fighting pretty hard there. Farrell continues to hold second. Now Braden Hunt from dead last, he's already made half his distance back up to 17th. So from 35th to 17th in about 50 laps, not half bad. Even Adam Starr's on the move up. Zach Armstrong having a good race here. Ooh, and Atlee is about to make a pass here on Brinker as they've come into catching the 5 car of Oakley. Atlee is settled in on the inside here. Best place to be in this situation. Kellen Oakley kind of gets the drive off the exit there. Atlee ain't going away. This is a fight for 7th place, and as you can see, Atlee's really close to making the pass happen here. On the backstretch, making a run. Holding serve this time by. Man, there's something in the Kool-Aid in this series that they just don't wreck. They don't step out of line. Yeah, these are truly the best of the best that have not made it up to Cup yet. Paula's still sitting in 5th. Al Bunch is driving off on the rest of the field behind him. This will definitely help him during green flag pit stops. The longer he can drive off from the rest of the field, the better. Our point standings are definitely going to be wonky as our season opening winner of Nathan Morgan is trapped pretty far back in the field. Although it looks like he's making up some spots. He's sitting 18th. Definitely could be worse. He's got an opportunity to gain more spots during pit stops and make up as many points as he can to try and hold the points lead for another week. Atlee had a tough break at Fontana as he had a mechanical failure that pushed him all the way to the end of the field. I don't think Fontana was a good measurement of that car's strength, though. As you can see tonight, he's solidly in the top 10. Brinker definitely had a rough showing at Eldora the other night, as almost everyone in the series did. Al Bunch included was one of the drivers in the Eldora race. Only 15 or so trucks finished that race, and by the end of it, only about 3 or 4 left on the lead lap. So it was just a weird race. And I'm sure everyone in the Truck Series is looking forward to their next race at Brands Hatch on January 31st. It'll be a little bit different to have those trucks duking it out on a road course. It may kind of turn into a partial wreck fest, but at least it ain't going to be as catastrophic as Eldora was. That's for sure. Green flag pit stops are around the corner, and Al Bunch looking dominant here tonight. Going to be a lot of what if scenarios as to why he couldn't have made it 5 in a row last week at Fontana, pushing on to 6 in a row here. But perhaps he's going to try to start another win streak. You never know. This car is insanely strong. Program is firing on all cylinders. And Al Bunch looking to try and improve his truck stature with his trucks. Well, actually, correction. I believe he's planning on selling the truck team to try and... Actually, I don't remember. I don't have my phone on me right now, so I couldn't double check that, but something to do with his truck team going into next season. It's a topic. Maybe in comments, maybe Al Bunch will chime in on that, but anyways, 104 laps to go here, and not a whole lot's changed. We did have a mover up here with Daniel Paulus. John Brinker and Atlee Weiss making moves. Weiss back up to 8th, Brinker up to 7th. Clarence Bonner, Kellen Oakley, Riley Sorrell Tracy, and Zach Armstrong. So amongst those is your top 12, and they're within striking distance of the lead pack. Next is Adam Gerber-Forgan and Adam Starr, the two team cars at Star Syndicate. And we actually have a wreck for the first time tonight. And sadly, it looks like it's going to collect half the field. And that's a shame for Adam Starr, who was having a good run here tonight, trying to get some precious points. And let's see how Oakley gets wrecked. The two of Riley Sorrell Tracy. Kellen Oakley's already fallen backwards here. It looks like he was pulling down pit road. He was going to try to pit this time by, and there just wasn't clear enough space to make that happen. As soon as Kellen Oakley's spinning, Adam Starr unable to avoid the spinning pirouette of Kellen Oakley. Shoot, did I miss that contact there? So Kellen Oakley gets hit pretty hard there by Adam Starr. The 88 of Tatum Berggren. The 65 of Lucas Holmes. Oh, the 50 of Jack Davis and the 24 of Ethan Creech. A lot of tore up rigs here on lap 64. See if we can get another perspective on the wreck here. Going into turn 3. As you can see, Oakley and Berggren. 42 of James King with nowhere to go. Tyler Landa. Justin Patrick. Tom Cording and Luis Rodriguez. We're going to have to see, too, how the 10 got his damage, as the 10 car's smoking. The 10 actually gets on the apron and sadly hits Adam Starr. So even though he thought he was clear, he still couldn't avoid making contact with the rest of the wreckage there. Gavin Legend out of the race. Looks like there was one last hit there. Yeah, Nadak Hagam. These guys just couldn't get woed down in time. As you can see, the two Gavin Legend Motorsports cars wrecked in the same wreck there. I want to see, there was someone that I thought was going to get airborne. Oh, the 65 of... Dang, Lucas Holmes does get some air. After Josh Harrison, here comes the 34 of Bella Fawn. And sadly, that puts an end to a few drivers. More than a few. That's about 10 drivers out, I believe, at the end of that one. So that'll slow down this pace a little bit. This race was flying by in record time. As you can see, Tom Cording out, Tyler Landa, Ethan Creech, Gavin Legend, Lucas Holmes, James King, Kellen Oakley, Adam Starr, Taden Berggren, Jordan Walker, Jack Davis, and Bella Fawn all out. The 18 car 2 laps down looks like they might still continue on. That would put us with 23 cars left running, which is all good news for Al Bunch, as this kind of eliminated any green flag pit stops that they were going to have. They get doubled up here for the restart. Al Bunch on the inside, Lynn Farrell on the outside. Outside is seemingly the best place to start in all the series involved. Pace car is off. John Brinker and Daniel Paulus there, 5th and 6th. Cat Durham, Fireball Roberts, 2nd and 3rd. Al Bunch, and now the new leader, Lynn Farrell. This restart's going to end up giving Atlee Weiss a little bit of fits, as he's trapped on that outside line and fallen backwards. Al Bunch doesn't let Lynn Farrell lead for very long, as he's now back on the inside, about to make the pass here at the start-finish line. Wow, and Farrell led the lap by inches at the line there. Cat Durham and Brinker. Oh, and look at Zach Armstrong settling into 5th right now. John Brinker doesn't want to settle for 4th. He wants to fight for 3rd there. One thing remains the same, is Lynn Farrell 2nd, Al Bunch 1st, but not for long. Cat Durham makes the pass count. John Brinker kind of following suit right behind. Lynn Farrell's definitely hard to pass here. Perhaps we got a new contender for the win here, with Cat Durham running his way up to 2nd. Yeah, part of this restart. Let's see how Atlee Weiss fared on settling back into line. Sadly, it looks like Weiss is going to fall all the way back outside into the 20th place once he finds an opening in the inside. They're still mostly too wide mid-pack there. Oh, Nadaka Gum's still out there running with modified front end on it. Yatley sitting in 17th, so now he's going to have to pick them off one by one here. Daniel Paulus running the deepest in the field that he has all day in 14th. Riley Sorrell Tracy ruffled a little bit of feathers there when he spun out the 5 of Kellen Oakley. He's still going to try to bring it home here for a decent finish. Then you got Santi Messi, who's cracked his way into the top 10 for the first time tonight. John Brinker gets by Lynn Farrell there. Now he gets to set his sights back on the 52 of Cat Durham, who passed him earlier for that position. Lap still clicking by at a rapid pace here in Texas. It's been the Al Bunch show at the front of the field. "90 laps to go here. There's still a lot of racing to play out, and likely some more opportunities to get a green flag pit stop. Short of another caution in the mid-run here, we'll probably get another green flag run long enough for green flag pit stops. Brinker making a move on second. We'll go back to this fight and see how it pans out. Cat Durham driving off again. Oh, and Lynn Farrell's making his move back on for third. Pushing John Brinker to the high side. It seems like Brinker's finding a little bit more speed on that higher groove. Impressive. Mike Bliss Jr. still running and having a good showing of it too. He got involved partially in that wreck. Seems that there was very minimal damage on that 64 Sylvania car. And Mike Bliss Jr. is going to be a potential threat at the front of the field here. Yeah, he's sitting in 6th right now. Really good run. Adam Gerber-Forian in 7th. Zach Armstrong with a solid 8th. That's crazy too. The 21 of Trevor Walker was at the very, very back of the field when that caution came out, and he's all the way into the top 10 here. Might have to rename the series to the SABS series, the Sylvania Al Bunch show. With runs like this, that's going to help his bid to get a full-time Cup ride a lot sooner. If he's able to win the championship here in Busch, that part-time schedule will turn into a full-time schedule for the second half of the second half of the Cup season, which we would be looking at June 14th. That would put him on the Charlotte Roval, would be his first start full-time, and that's only 21 of 48 races, so he would have a pretty lengthy run there, about 27 races full-time in the Cup Series. for the second half of the year. But that's only given that he wins the Busch Championship here. And there's no handing out championships until the last race, so he's going to have to maintain this dominance throughout the season. And even we'll have our own playoffs this year for the Busch Series. Didn't really have one last year, but trying to keep them somewhat the same between the Busch and the trucks. We're going to have, the trucks will have a round of 12, 9, 6, and 3, similar to what they had last year. And Busch will actually have 13, 10, 7, and 4 as their season closes at the end of the year. The next race at Ricky Raceway, we will have Brian DeBlanc as our part-time entrant here in the Busch Series in that Project 32 spot on the grid. It'll be fun to watch as he's going to be bringing a new manufacturer to the series. Audi has not turned any laps in any of the NSSR NR 2003 series of racing, and so that'll be a first with Audi. He'll be in an Audi next week. Al Bunch with his Dodge Challenger leading the way over the Ford Mustangs of Cat Durham and John Brinker. Then you have the Toyota of James Fireball Robert, and then another Ford Mustang of Mike Bliss Jr., who's settled into 5th. He's got that car dialed in. Adam Gervaforian was your runner-up in the championship last year. He's definitely running good here tonight at Texas. Lynn Farrell's making the wrong progression and towards the back here. And last week's winner, Nathan Morgan, back in the top 10. Zach Armstrong slightly falling backwards here in this run. It looks like Atlee Weiss might be getting his way back into the top 10 as well. So there's a lot of movement going on the mid side of this green flag run. So our next set of green flag pit stops will probably come on about lap 130. So we're still a long ways out from that. About 40 laps until that's even a factor. Trevor Walker gets by Zach Armstrong, putting him up to 9th. Nathan Morgan in 8th. Lynn Farrell in 7th. Adam Gerberfori in 6th. And here's more back and forth at the front. Even Cat Durham looks to be getting closer to catching Al Bunch there. We'll have to see if Cat Durham can run him down and pass him. Running him down will be one thing, but passing him will be a whole nother. But primary difference on this long green flag run is the fact that Al Bunch ain't checking out. He's actually losing momentum to the guys behind him. Definitely is going to get interesting here. Fireball Roberts there making a pass on Cat Durham for second. As I stepped away there for a minute, lap traffic seemed to have given him a bit of a fit, but Fireball Roberts now moving up to second as Cat Durham's dropped back to fourth. Now make that fifth as John Brinker is going to take the spot away. So now I have a trio of Fords hooked up here with the Toyota of Fireball right in front of them. Now it's looking more and more like the first segment of the race where Al Bunch just drove away from the rest of the field. Kind of had the help of some lap traffic to get it done, but Nathan Morgan, maybe he's going to try to find a way to get back-to-back wins in the series here. His deficit on the track is 3.5 seconds, so we might have to keep an eye on that to see if it starts to shrink. Atlee is still running 13th. Yeah, he made up a little bit of time on that lap, so don't count Nate Morgan out. See, lap traffic's definitely putting a wrinkle on this run. Now that we actually had some drivers involved in a wreck, there's cars slow enough to actually go laps down here. Al Bunch makes quick work of those two. We're going to have to see how the rest of the field fares. This Fireball's going to catch them. They're two side by side there. Definitely not what he wanted. Gonna have to give it another shot here on the front stretch and hope for the best. And it ain't gonna pan out. Craig Busch, whoa, they're getting a little bit crazy there, those lappers. Meantime, Al Bunch is cruising away from the rest of these guys. 3 wide with a lapper in the middle. Brinker's going to have to hope that this stays, civilized. And just like that, Adam Gerber-Forian and Nathan Morgan are in the picture here at the front. Nathan Morgan, oh wow, he cut his deficit from 5 seconds down to 3. So Nathan Morgan has got a fast car under him here. Wouldn't expect anything other from an Al Bunch Incorporated entry out there. 60 laps to go now. Give credit to Mike Bliss Jr. Holy cow. Big move there up to second. Let the light lead the way as his light bulb car takes second. Shine some light on Al Bunch again at the front. This battle here for second. Continues to be highly contested. As Fireball's going to take second back away from Mike Bliss Jr. Oh, Nathan Morgan got by the 14 of Adam Gerber-Forian, so now he's up to 6th. This Al Bunch domination is something else in our series. See the 9B of Daniel Paulus. Fair showing for a part-timer, as this is his first ride in the Busch Series. 14th place will probably be a good paying day for him, getting him some more credits tallied to getting the car updated and whatnot. Now Nathan Morgan yet again making another pass here. We get basically put him into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Kind of counted him out at the start of this race that he wasn't going to be a factor in it. And right now, probably even just a top 5 will be good for him to maintain his points lead on the rest of the field. So Al Bunch, his own enemy, may very well be his teammate in the stables. Teammates there, John Brinker and Mike Bliss Jr. duking it out. And like I said, lap 130 will be our green flag pit stop window. We're getting to about 15 laps until that green flag window opens up. Deficits have kind of leveled out here as Nathan Morgan is actually losing time to the leader, but he's still managing to catch the rest of the guys in front of him. Al Bunch must have some super saver tires on that number 8 out front, as this would be about the time where your lap times start falling off drastically, but Al Bunch seems to maintain or stay about the same while everyone else is dropping even more drastically than him. 28.6, and let's compare that to, wow, 28.8, 7. Only one faster than Al Bunch on that lap was Nathan Morgan, his teammate. And he's got his hands full here with the 2 GSR entries in front of him. This will give him an opportunity with Brinker fighting on the inside. Oh, and Nathan Morgan settles for the outside and is actually going to make the pass stick. That's a bold move on Nathan Morgan there to actually execute a pass on the outside. We'll have to see here if he sets him up again like that. Nope, he's going to pass him on the inside. Man, this 00, it's strong. Atlee has an opportunity here to make another pass on Santi Messi. As it seems Atlee must be safetying up here to try and preserve his run. Not trying to be too aggressive here and passing him. Just trying to get what points he can. And it looks like he's going to... Yep, he's going to make the pass and try to keep it out of turn 2 here. Atlee's going to cruise onto the backstretch with another position in the books. Man, the whole field's bunching back up to this front pack. The only caveat is the fact that Al Bunch is a whole 3 seconds out front in the lead. The window for green flag pit stops right across the horizon here. Very good chance that we could get another caution to disrupt that. Nathan Morgan's trying to get on the inside here. It doesn't seem to be prevailing like his one ultimate pass around the outside of John Brinker. Oh, and Brinker's going to lose a position there to Cat Durham. And you just can't call it too early because that outside line seems to be at least giving these drivers enough to make moves on the outside. I know Texas, for example, has been a huge problem in IndyCar racing because of the PJ1 substance that they set down on the track. I'm not a huge fan of the PJ1 on any racing surface, especially the fact that it makes IndyCar racing at Texas 10 times more dangerous. So, but I don't think this game knows that there's a PJ1 substance at the Texas track. I think it's just very well rubbered up on that high groove, and these guys are making it work for them. Mike Bliss Jr. in that Mustang GT, really good run in third. Maybe a spot better here if he can get by the 79 of Fireball. And then they got the lap car of Nadak Hagum that's going to be closed in on him here soon. Open. He's pitting, so that won't be a problem. Yeah, if I remember right, Mike Bliss Jr. was involved in that caution mildly. And he's rebounded strong in the second half of this race here. Oh, and our leader's pitting already. So this will give the lead over to Fireball. Pit stops, I was saying about lap 130. That puts him at lap 129. It'll definitely give him enough to go to the end. And now this pass has a little bit more meaning. Although it looks like he's going to lay off as they're going to try to come down pit road here soon. Yep, 64 and the 00 now pitting, followed by the 52. So, and Atlee Weiss as well coming in on this round of pit stops. We're going to have to see exactly where the 8 car comes out in all this. There we got Al Bunch starting to make his way back out on track. As you can see, he's entering turn 3, so let's go back down on pit road here and see if the 64 and the 00 are coming off now right at the pace car there. And the 00, it's going to be close. Number 8's going to be right there as they're blowing by him on the lower half of the track. The hard part is Al Bunch is already up to speed. These guys are going to take about a lap to get back up to speed. Well, the 64 is within striking distance at least. If lap traffic gives Al Bunch any troubles, the 64 could close back in on him here with a little bit fresher tires as he waited to pit last. Yeah, Al's 3-second lead has shrunk down to a 2-second lead. So with 34 laps to go, a lot can still happen here. Nathan Morgan in 3rd, which is just crazy. John Brinker in 4th. Cat Durham in 5th. Fireball in 6th. Well, it gets by the lap traffic there of Justin Patrick, so Mike Bliss Jr. is just going to have to make up 2.5 seconds of ground to try and catch Al Bunch here. running a 27.7 lap, 27.6. His 27.7 to his 27.9. So not what Mike Bliss Jr. needs to catch up. .30 laps to go. And things are getting slim for the rest of the field as Al Bunch is just on a rail here tonight. Catches the lap car here of Luis Rodriguez. So yeah, our next race at Ricky Raceway should be a interesting one, as it is a super speedway based out of Canada. That if you've never seen any NR 2003 races at Ricky Raceway, you'll definitely want to tune in a couple weeks to see these guys take to the track at Ricky Raceway. Ricky Raceway has a interesting pit road exit, which is actually built into the lower of the banking. It's not part of the track, but it has its own banking on pit road exit. So you'll just have to see it to know what I'm talking about. And then following after Ricky Raceway comes Kentucky. And then we're going to hit Daytona the same week as the real life guys do. We'll first have the trucks at Daytona. And then we'll have the Busch at Daytona. Then the Cup guys. Bang, bang, bang in 3 consecutive days. So, and then you'll have the real life trucks, Busch, and Cup also hitting Daytona just to follow Friday, Saturday, Sunday of that week. So a lot of racing to look forward to for sure. Luckily, the motorsports dry spell is over. Now that we've got our racing back, usually the end of November and December and almost January, apart from the 24 hours of Daytona usually, is kind of the bummer time of the year with no racing to follow. And that's kind of why I do this too, so that we can have some races during downtime. Give us something to root for until the real life guys get back to doing it. I do think it's going to be an interesting year, especially having Jimmy Johnson back and getting to see Travis Pastrana attempt the Daytona 500. And also, having Kevin Harvick on his farewell tour is going to be a little bit it had to come eventually, but I still think it's going to suck being a Kevin Harvick fan myself. So hopefully I can do as much collaboration alongside the Real Life Cup series with my YouTube series here. And one of those first occasions will be the Daytona 500 week, where even my Cup series is going to be the Daytona 500 for the Sylvania Cup series. So Have a lot of part-time entries looking to run that one. We're gonna host duels to set the field just like we did at Fontana earlier in the year. And it'll be a good race. "20 laps to go now, and the lead has continued to grow for Al Bunch. Mike Bliss Jr. in second, John Brinker in third, Nathan Morgan in fourth, Kat Durham in fifth, James Fireball Robert in sixth. Then you got Braden Hunt with a solid seventh place. Trevor Walker making the most of the day to come back for an eighth. Adam Gerber-Forian 9th and Atlee Weiss 10th. Daniel Paulus in 11th. Lynn Farrell in 12th. Clarence Bonner in 13th. Matthew Fastnot has fallen back to 14th. And Santi Messi rounding out your top 15 on the field. Oh, and Daniel Paulus makes a move up into the top 10 here, bumping Atlee Weiss back a spot. The only thing that's going to change the outcome of this race is if Al Bunch has a mechanical failure in the closing laps here. Utter dominance from that 8 machine. You can hear it when he's getting into the corner. He's got a lot of RPMs left to give that thing. He's not even running it at full capacity. Yeah, he's able to lay out of it pretty early in the rev chip. Definitely, they've got something figured out for that motor program at Al Bunch Incorporated. "15 laps to go now. We've only seen one caution in this race, and part of that led to our one green flag pit stop in the race. One caution that took out about 12 drivers early on within the first 60 laps at lap 67. Since then, it's been green the whole time. We've gone about 80 laps uninterrupted, full-on racing. Al Bunch here, if he gets the win, secures himself a early lock for the playoffs. With Busch Series, we can only have 13 locks, and just so happens that there's 13 races leading up to the round of 13. So unless we have a new winner every week for the first 13 races of the season, it's not, we'll probably have someone that wins a pair or couple. That would nullify having 13 different winners lock in. But so far, this would put us at 2 in the 2 weeks that we've run. Yeah, Mike Bliss Jr. and John Brinker, second and third, just don't have anything else left in the tank to try and catch the leader. Fireball Roberts under attack here by Nathan Morgan. as Nathan Morgan definitely wants to try and lock up as many points as he can here tonight. It's almost certain that he's going to keep his points lead the way he's running right now. Al Bunch is just on a Sunday cruise here tonight in Texas. We're going to have to start pulling up stats from the previous season, as I don't know who won here at Texas last time around. If we even ran Texas, I can't confirm, not yet at least. It most likely would not have been Al Bunch, because I don't remember having Texas at the end of the season in 2022. But Al Bunch will definitely get to add his name to a exclusive list of winners here at Texas. Amongst the ones still running, Justin Patrick right now in 19th. Luis Rodriguez multiple laps down in 21st. Riley Sorrell Tracy in 18th. Lynn Farrell in 17th. Zach Armstrong in 16th. Clarence Bonner 15th. Logan Nagy 14th. And Santi Messi in 13th. Matthew Fastnot 12th. Craig Busch is 20th, multiple laps down. Then you got Daniel Paulus in 11th, Atlee Weiss in 10th, Adam Gerber-Forian in 9th, Trevor Walker in 8th, Braden Hunt in 7th, Kat Durham in 6th, Nathan Morgan in 5th, Fireball Robert in 4th. John Brinker gets by Mike Bliss, putting Bliss back to 3rd and Brinker up to 2nd. So if Al Bunch has any kind of mechanical failure that causes him to fail to finish this race, John Brinker could be your winner here tonight. Only 4 laps to go. It's going to be crunch time here for anyone else to make up some positions. Brinker under attack there by his teammate. Bliss is going to try to fight on the inside. As we've seen so many times tonight, that outside line makes it hard to pass for the people on the inside. As you can see, Brinker fighting hard on the outside, giving him a run for his money. But Mike Bliss Jr. settles back into 2nd, and Brinker's in a hornet's nest of trying to find his way back down to the bottom here. Brinker muscles his way back in front of him, causing Fireball to let off the throttle significantly there. That might give Nathan Morgan a shot at trying to pass him for position. Only 2 laps to go this time by. We're going to have to go keep our cameras on the number 8 here of Al Bunch, who's going to be taking the white flag this time by. Exiting turn 4. White flag waving. Time for the final lap here at Texas tonight. It hasn't been a barn burner by any chance, but it's still been a good race with some comers and goers. And just so happens that the one that didn't go anywhere was Al Bunch at the front, who dominated and led nearly every lap here tonight. Al Bunch is going to cruise across the start-finish line and take his 5th career win in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Coming home in second is Mike Bliss Jr., third, John Brinker, fourth, James Robert, fifth, Nathan Morgan. Then you got Kat Durham, Braden Hunt, Trevor Walker. The 9th place driver. Oh, Daniel Paulus ran out of gas on the last lap, it looks like. Even though he ran out of gas on the last lap, he still come home in 9th. And he was able to secure that position late in the run there over Atlee Weiss and Adam Gerberian, who came home 10th and 11th. Yeah, Daniel Paulus looks like he barely makes it. Yep. As you can see, they get bunched up there, and it's a close finish at the line, but Daniel Paulus is already out of gas at this point and gets his first ever career top 10 in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. And so congratulations, most definitely, to Al Bunch, who's picking up where he left off last year with yet another win in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Second win in, 1 win on the docket. His teammate Nathan Morgan comes home 5th, so that'll give him enough points probably to keep the points lead. Al Bunch will be right there behind him because Al Bunch had a good first race as well. He finished about top 5 as the same thing Nathan Morgan did here. So just a flip-flop of positions for the two drivers. So thanks again, everyone. Definitely, it was a pretty easy race to follow this time by. There wasn't much passes for the lead, as it was a dominant performance by Al Bunch. We're going to see maybe next couple weeks how he fares at the super speedway of Ricky Raceway, and perhaps maybe we'll have our 3rd different winner on the season. And as most of you know, this will be my last stream for a period of time, as I'm going to be on vacation, and so we'll have a bye week for the entire series of racing. Nothing will happen this Thursday, Friday, Saturday kind of thing. So I'll be back home Monday, and then might be able to do some recovery from there. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your support and following, and it wouldn't be anything without you guys to have as spectators and stuff. You guys are what make it fun for me to keep doing this. So for everyone that tuned in, thanks again, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. So many thanks and have a good night. Peace.